नेक्स्ट पे चली गई हाँ
5/2 का दरवाजा बाथरूम के लिए
दुर्गा हेलो भाई
हेलो हेलो
Okay, let us begin. Good morning, namaskar. On behalf of the directors and the entire team of Phalashruti Shikshan Mandal, I extend a very warm welcome to all my young friends, parents, and guest speakers for the third webinar of this year. Today is not just another day, it's a new opportunity, a new chance, a new beginning to achieve your goals. I am Mrs. Beena Gole, the retired principal of Swami Vivekananda High School and Junior College, and now I am the chief advisor of Phalashruti Shikshan Mandal. Phalashruti Shikshan Mandal has a well-earned reputation for guiding and preparing SSC and HSC students for the last 35 years. Phalashruti Shikshan Mandal is not a coaching class, but conducts only test series for the students of SSC and HSC. You can learn more about Phalashruti Shikshan Mandal's working from the slides which we will be presenting right now. The first slide, which is already there on the screen, shows that without the invocation and blessings from the goddess of learning, no educational work can be successful. So to progress, we take her blessings and move ahead. The board of directors once again cordially welcomes all our parents and students to the webinar of SSC and HSC. I am Mrs. Beena Gole, the chief advisor of Phalashruti Shikshan Mandal. Phalashruti Shikshan Mandal is run by a group of experienced teachers. It started 35 years back. It was started 35 years back by a team of dedicated and experienced teachers. And as I said earlier, that it is not a coaching class, but conducts only test series for the 10th standard and 12th students. What is our USP? We focus on enhancing the writing skills of the students. Students may be knowing the subject thoroughly, but how to present the paper, what are the points to be exactly included in the paper while writing, how to complete the paper on time, that is practicing time management. And later on, we provide face-to-face guidance for each subject with the help of our subject experts. And once the subject experts give you all the guidance, you can start writing the next set of papers. From 1990 to 2006, we had around 468 students in the merit list. Once upon a time, the board used to declare the merit list, but after 2007, they have discontinued the practice of merit list. But yet, we are very proud to boast and say that we have over 2,000 students who have scored above 94% in the board examination. How do we operate? You must be wondering, what is our operating practice? We will be distributing all the writing materials for all the test papers of English medium as well as semi-English medium for 4 test series as well as 2 test series by post to all the students before we begin with our orientation program. Our online orientation program for parents and students will be held on the 7th of August. We will be providing you with the subject guidance lecture videos so that you can sit at home at your comfort zone and see those videos as and when you feel you have some difficulties in the subject which you are studying. Once that is done, you can start writing the papers at home under your parent supervision. And after you finish writing the papers, you have to submit the papers online. The assessment will be done by the examiners online and the papers will be returned back to the students online. So returning the papers will be so fast that once you get the paper in your hand, you can immediately go through the question paper, answer paper that you have received from the examiners and compare it with the model answer paper that we will be providing you so that you can raise your doubts during your one-to-one session that will be conducted by the subject experts and the moderators. Next. What are the activities that we conduct during the year? As I said, that we'll be distributing all the materials to the students, those who are admitted with Phalashruti. And what does the material contains? It contains the main answer sheets and the supplements that you will require for writing the exam. Then you will be provided with a barcode sticker and the holograph sticker. You will get the graph paper for mathematics. You will be provided with maps of India and Brazil. Along with that, you will be given the stencils to Then you will get the question paper of set A, that is the first set of question paper, along with the synopsis and the portion for the first test that will be held from 14th of August. When you start viewing these papers, when you start handling these materials in your hand, you will really feel, you'll get the kick that really we have to study now, we have to start writing, we'll be prepared by the end of the year, you'll be thoroughly prepared with how to write the board papers and how to stick the barcode sticker, where to put the holograph sticker. All these things you will start learning once you start writing the first set of paper. So by the time you appear for the board examination, you are thorough with each and every point of Phalashruti activity will be known to you. Suvarna, can you please stop your presentation? Kunal, continue with the presentation. August 7th, we'll be having the orientation for the students and for the parents. After the orientation is over, Kunal, I can't see your presentation. Yeah. After the presentation is over, we will be having we will be providing the students with the video links so that you can watch the subject guidance videos at home. As far as the videos are concerned, the semi-English students, we will be conducting live demo subject guidance for lectures for the semi-English students. And for certain composite subject for the English medium students, we will be conducting separate subject guidance lectures. But for the other subjects, the subject videos are already available and you can start watching them right from the time you get the materials in your hand. What will the subject videos contain? It will contain the question paper pattern and the marking scheme. They'll give you the hints in the presentation skills. They will tell you what are the study techniques and how the papers are evaluated. What are the weightage of marks to be given for each question, and what are the tips on writing skills. So these are the basic points which are covered in the subject guidance videos that we'll be providing to you. Then comes the paper writing activity. The paper writing activity will be done at home under the supervision of your parents. The first set of question paper for 4 test series and 2 test series will be given along with the materials by the second week of August. You will be writing the papers at home. Papers have to be uploaded as and when we announce the schedule. Actually, the schedule is already put up on the website. If you go on the website, we have the prospectus over there. Read the prospectus, you'll come to know what is the schedule of our entire activity. Then before you start the second paper, you will be getting the model answer paper of the first set. You can see the model answer paper, compare it with the answer paper that the teacher has corrected and written back to you. Note down the doubts that you have so that when we have the face-to-face session, you can ask the doubts and get it clarified from the subject experts during the face-to-face guidance session. Next. The face-to-face guidance session will be conducted by the subject experts, where your mistakes will be pointed out. Whatever improvements are required, those improvements will be suggested. And these guidance lectures will be conducted during the week. Because some students are in the morning shift, some schools are running in the afternoon shift. So to avoid all confusions, we will fix up a convenient time for the students and for the teachers so that they can conduct all the subject guidance lectures, face-to-face lectures. And after you have finished with the face-to-face lectures, you will start writing the second set of paper and not before that. Now, what are the courses that we offer? It's English medium. We have got 4 test series, set 1, set 2, set 3, and set 4. For English and semi-English, as well as for English and semi-English, we have 2 test series, set 1 and set 2. We also have the option for upgradation. That means after you feel after set 1 and set 2 is over, you feel that you still want to write and need more practice, you can upgrade yourself and write down Sec 3 and Sec 4. Next. How do you approach us? The address of our head office is mentioned here. We are operating from Sarkar Bhavan, which is adjacent to Mahindra Tech Park. It's at Kurla Industrial Estate, Ghatkopar West. And the number of mobile numbers are given to you. You can contact any one of us, and they are ready, always ready to help you out. Thank you very much for listening to me patiently. We now invite our first speaker of the day, and he is none other than an excellent, brilliant personality from the board. He is the head of the Department of English at the board level. He is none other than Mr. Akhil Raje Bhosle. His inputs will be especially relevant. His inputs will be especially relevant as he draws them from his 27 years of experience as a teacher at Balmohan Vidya Mandir. And as of today, he is the principal of a renowned school of Ghatkopar, Mumbai. He has served as a Board of Studies member for writing textbooks for Standard 6 to Standard 10. He has also been a resource person of State Board Training Program, NCERT, SCRT, and Balbharti Mandal. He worked as a mentor at British Council and has guided students through his articles in Lok Satta for their Yashasvi Bhava series for the last 10 years. He is also the recipient of Best Teachers Award in 2011-2012. I now request Bhosle sir to take charge of the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning. Kunal, I can share the screen from here.
Okay, sir.
Kunal, go ahead. I can't do this.
Kunal, please share the screen.
Good morning, friends. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you, all of you, as all of you are going to appear for very important examination of your life. I know you might have started your preparation from the June, but in this presentation, I would definitely help you how to prepare English from the examination point of view. Okay, basically English is a language, and it is a scoring subject. But due to some misunderstanding, we fall short in getting good marks in English. So first of all, we should know what is the paper pattern, what are the activities included in it, and what kind of activities to be concentrated. Okay, so first of all, we'll see the format. We have 80 marks question paper for writing, and 20 marks is for oral. So today we are going to concentrate on 80 marks paper. Okay, basically in our 80 marks paper, we have 7 sections and 6 sections. And in these 6 sections, we have 7 questions. Okay, so basically in each and every question, the difficulty level is maintained. So first of all, try to see that what kind of difficulty level is maintained in the whole activity sheet. Okay, this difficulty level is maintained in all the questions. Okay, So 40% activities in each and every question will be very much easy. 40% activities will be medium level and 20% activities in every question will be challenging. Okay, so right from the beginning, if you concentrate on medium level and challenging activities, definitely you can score more marks in English. So let us see what kind of activities are there in each and every question so that you can prepare accordingly. So our first section is language study. So what is language study? Language study uh, is the section which is required to develop the language, like vocabulary and grammar. So all those activities included in language study are based on vocabulary and grammar. Again, it is for 10 marks. So these 10 marks are also divided into 40, 40, 20. So 4 marks will be there for simple activities, 4 marks will be there for medium level activities, and 2 marks there for challenging activities. So these medium level activities and challenging activities are not that much challenging, that much difficult. If you concentrate on them right from the beginning, definitely you can do it very well. So let us see what are the simple activities in our section 1. Simple activities will be there for 4 marks. Totally there are 10 marks, 10 activities. Out of that 10 activities, you will be given 6 activities, and out of that 6 activities, you have to write the answer of 4 activities. Okay, the first activity, very simple, that is write 2 compound words. You can prepare it beforehand also. So what is compound word? Compound word is a combination of 2 words, like lifetime. If both the words are written separately, it has got this separate meaning. But when it comes together, it becomes a different word. So just make collection of such kind of compound words, which is combination of 2 words: hometown, blackboard, class teacher, etc., etc. Number 2 is pick out an infinitive. What is an infinitive? Infinitive is a verb which comes along with to. Okay, to do, to sing, to go, or to write, like that. But when it becomes ing form, it is called present participle. For example, if sing, to sing is the infinitive, and ing, singing, is the present participle. But when present participle or ing form is used as a noun, it is called gerund. For example, parking is prohibited outside the gate. So parking is a noun, so it is gerund. And when ing form is used as an adjective, it is called present participle. Okay, so my hobby is to sing. Here, to sing is an infinitive. Punctuate the following. Third activity is the punctuate the following. In all 1.2, 1.2 is literally lessons. 1.2, 2.2, 3.2, and 4.2. All literally lessons are there. Stories are there, in which you can see some quotings or direct narrations. Okay, so prepare these lessons, and whenever it is time of including or doing punctuation, first underline rule is we should start sentence with capital letter, and whenever it is reported speech, which is to be taken in single or double inverted comma, the first letter is always capital, and by the end, as per the type of sentence, you can write full stop, exclamation mark, question mark, etc., etc. Okay, it is totally depend on the type of sentences. Number 4 is find out a hidden word. You'll be given a big word having 7 to 8 letters in it, and by using the letters from that word, you're going to prepare minimum 3 to 4 letter words. For Marathi medium, it is 3, and for English medium, more than 4 letter words. So tracheotomy, you can make TEACH also, CHEAT also. There are number of words you can make. But the underlying rule is that we should use the letters from that particular word. Anyway, randomly you can use it. Fifth activity is the spot the error. basically there is error in verb or to be's. So don't see where is the mistake anywhere. Just check whether there is mistake in verb or to be in the given sentence. We has a hibiscus plant in our garden, so we never use has. So we have. It is a mistake. So we'll have to write the sentence, whole sentence again. Number 6, identify the kinds of sentences. Okay, so basically there are 5 kinds of sentences. First is simple sentence. Second is interrogative. In interrogative, we have question mark, so it is quite easy to understand that. Third is imperative sentence. In imperative sentence, we have advice, request, order, so which always start with the verb and full stop is there by the end. Then exclamatory sentence, exclamation mark is there. So just try to understand these different kinds of sentences so that you can write the answer. So concentrate on your studies. It is basically advice. So it is imperative sentence. If it is like, would you like to concentrate on your studies? It will be interrogative sentences. Okay. Seventh activity is complete the word chain. So while completing the word chain, first of all, you want to see whether the word chain is of verb, adjective, or noun. And accordingly, looking to the instruction given, you're going to complete the word chain. For example, if it is the word chain of adjective, all words should be an adjective. Okay, and it is like Antakshari. Awesome. Last E letter is there. So next word will start with last letter. But all should be adjective. If it is adjective chain. If it is noun chain, all should be nouns. Next. Next activity is make a meaningful sentence by using the phrase. Now what to do? In every lesson, in our margin scaffolding activities, in pink shade, either at right side or left side, we have been given some words, difficult words, and mostly phrases. So concentrate on that phrases so that you can prepare this activity from the examination point of view while preparing your particular lesson. So first of all, to write the sentence, you should know the meaning of phrase. Okay, by fits and start is the phrase taken from Anil's lesson 1.2, thief story. Okay, by fits and start, that means immediately. Anil started earning money by fits and starts, like that. So you can use this phrase anyway. Okay, so there is no need of writing the meaning of it, whereas it is necessary to understand the meaning and make use of it in your own sentence. Ninth activity is from present participle or past participle in which the last letter is double. Okay, we know that if plan is the word, it is a basic or base word. Whenever it is time of making present participle, it becomes planning. The last letter get doubled. PLA double NING. Same way, while making it past participle, it becomes PLA double NED. So just try to find out such words where the last letter get doubled whenever it is time of making present participle or past participle. Okay, and last activity is arrange the words alphabetically. So according to ABC alphabets, you are going to arrange these words alphabetically. But when it is time of, when the words starting with the same letter given to you, it is quite difficult to arrange it alphabetically. So in that case, you can see the second letter. If first letter and second letter is same, then go to third letter and arrange it according to alphabet. So these are the 10 activities. Out of these 10, only 6 activities will be given in your activity sheet, and out of that 6, you are going to write answer of 4 activities. All those 10 activities were simple activities. Second activity is medium level activities. In medium level activities, you'll be given 4 activities. Out of that 4, you are going to write 2 because 2 marks will be there for each and every activity. The first activity is based on homograph and homophone. So what is homograph? Homograph when two words that are spelled the same but have different meaning, right? Capital, capital. Okay, or you can take the simple example, bat. Bat is kind of playing instrument and bat is kind of a bird, right? So when the spelling is same and having the or we can use the same word in different contexts, that is called homograph. And homophone is the word where the pronunciation is same, spelling is different, and meaning is also different. Okay, so cell, SAIL cell is also there, SELL cell is there, SALE cell is there, but the pronunciation is same and the meaning meaning is different in different contexts. Okay, so try to understand it. Second is direct indirect speech. In direct indirect speech, we know that how direct speech get converted into indirect speech by using certain reporting words and joining words. These reporting words and joining words get changed according to the type of sentences. So first of all, you want to see, or you want to study, or you want to concentrate on types of sentences so that you can understand which reporting word to be used according to the type of sentences and which joining word to be used. Okay, and in indirect speech, you are the narrator, you are the third person narrating what happened between the two persons. So what you feel, it is to be written in your own words. So there would be certain changes in certain words. Try to understand that. Third activity is conversion of tenses. So in this case, you want to know, you should know, or you should have knowledge of all 12 tenses. If one sentence is given to you, you should know how to convert it in all 11 tenses. For example, my mother cooks delicious food. So if you want to change it in all 11 tenses, remaining 11 tenses, you should change it. Like my mother, if it is present continuous, my mother is cooking delicious dishes. If it is present perfect, my mother has cooked delicious dishes. And if it is present perfect continuous, my mother has been cooking delicious dishes. Okay, in this way, if you have a practice, definitely you can get 1 mark of this activity. Next is fourth activity is change the voice. You will be given either active or sentence from passive voice. So if just try to check whether what is the construction of sentence. If the subject, verb and object is there, S plus V plus O is there, that is active. And if O plus verb plus subject is there, then it is passive. The king saw a bearded man. Here, the king is subject, saw is the verb, and a bearded man is an object. So a bearded man was seen by the king, like that. Okay, and next activity is word register. In word register, you'll be given the subject. You are going to write the related words to that particular words, and there should not be a spelling mistake. If the word like photography is there, you can write anyway, which is related to that particular field. Camera, lenses, photo, clarity, angle, etc., etc., etc. It is up to you how to write it, but without spelling mistake, it is to be written. Next, challenging activities. You'll be given 2 activities, and out of that 2, you're going to solve 1 activity. We are going to see all challenging activities. First activity is use the given word as a noun and as a verb. We know that there are some words which can be used as a noun and as a verb. Okay, for example, if you take water, water is an essential element of human being. So water is a noun. My father waters the plant every day. So it is verb. So you should know how to use one word as a noun and as a verb. Okay, next one is change the degree. Okay, in change the degree, we know there are basically 3 degrees. You'll be given either superlative or positive or comparative. If superlative is given, you'll have to change it into comparative and positive. If positive is there, you'll have to change into positive, comparative and superlative. Okay, for example, robin, a black robin is one of the rarest birds in the world. It is superlative degree, but one of the is used, so we begin positive degree with very few. Very few birds in the world are as rare as black robin. If one of them would not be there, then it would start with no other. Okay, black robin is rarer than most other birds in the world. Okay, so just check how to change superlative to positive, comparative, and all, so that beforehand you can have a good practice of it. Third activity is pick out the model auxiliary and state its kind. Model auxiliary is helping words. Okay, most of the time while you are speaking, also we use different kinds of model auxiliary, like must, should, can, will also, will, would, have, has. Okay, number of things are there. So must is used to show compulsion and obligation. You must study hard. There is difference between you must study hard and you should study hard. You must study hard, that means you are falling short, and so it is necessary for you to study hard. That means you must study hard. But if somebody says, or somebody wishes to give you an advice that you should study hard, that is an advice. So should is used to give an advice, and must is used to show compulsion and obligation. Can shows ability. Can is also used to take permission. Last activity is analysis of the sentences. Here we know that how to convert simple into compound and compound into complex sentences. A very short information is given here. Simple sentence doesn't contain a subject and predicate. It doesn't, or we should not use any connective in it also. Compound in compound, words like or independent clauses with coordinator. Coordinator is used such as, or, and, or, but. And in complex sentences, there will be at least one independent clause. At least one independent clause. Sorry, dependent clause. Subordinate conjunctions like after, while, since, so, because, though, although are used. And last activity is use two words in a meaningful sentence. So two words, here there is a misunderstanding that most of the students write two separate sentences by using two words separately. So what does it, what you mean to do here? You are going to use both the words in one sentence and make a meaningful sentence. So this is the first section, which is quite easy to get 10 out of 10 marks. If you concentrate on it right from the beginning, definitely you can score 10 out of 10 marks. Second section is textual passages. We have 16 lessons. Out of that 16 lessons, 2 lessons will be tested. The passage of around 15 to 18 lines will be given to you, on which we have 5 activities. 5 activities will be same at textual passages, non-textual passages, and in poem also, activity 1 and 2 is same. So we are going to see what kind of activities are there in textual passages, non-textual passages, and in poem, activity 1 and 2. Okay, so first activity is simple factual activity, whether it is textual passage, non-textual passage, or poem activity. So simple factual is an activity which is based on facts. So the answer of this simple factual activity to be written in 1 or 2 words or in group of words. There is no need to write the answer in complete sentence. Okay, for example, true, false, right, wrong, put tick mark, cross mark, agree, disagree, etc. etc. Even if you write agree or disagree, that is also sufficient. There is no need to write the complete sentence and write right or wrong, true or false, or whatever it is. So answer can be given in 1 sentence. Fill in the blank, complete the sentence is also there. While filling the blank and completing the sentence, you should write the whole sentence and underline it wherever it is required. Match the following, name the following character and qualities, arrange the sentences in proper order, choose the correct alternative. MCQ type questions will also be there in poem. Then find the proof. This is the activity which is asked in poem. Find the proof. You will be given an explanation and you'll have to find out the line as a proof. complete the wave, complete the chart, complete the table, who said to whom, who am I. Here, in short, in A1 activity, WH question is not given. So all the activities are given in form of different activities. Activity 2 is little bit comprehensive. So it is called comprehension based activity, or it is called A2, complex factual activity. In complex factual activity, the answer is expected to be written in 4 to 5 sentences somewhere, whereas in only 4 words somewhere. Okay, for example, if it is describe, narrate, write, you're going to use the sentences from the passage, given passage, and changing them in your own sentences and write in 4 to 5 sentences. Write your answer in 4 to 5 sentences. Arrange in proper sequence, match the sentences, make a list of, complete the following. WH question is given there, whether you agree, disagree, or with reason. Complete a wave, complete a chart, complete a table. Okay, in this case, whenever it is a complete a chart table, you're going to write or you are going to draw the chart by using the pencil or pen is also. But while writing the answer in it, pen is mandatory. Using pen is mandatory. Do not write your answer by using pencil. Okay, third activity is based on vocabulary. Vocabulary activity. Here, instructions plays very important role. Sometimes some students do not understand the instruction and they fall short getting good marks in this activity. So there will be an activity based on similar words. The instructions will be different. Find out similar, find out synonym, find out words which mean, match the similar words which is meaning, suggest similar word. Then MCQ will be given to you, like that. Then there will be another kind of activity, opposite. Find out opposite, find out antonyms, match the opposite words, find out the opposite for, suggest the opposite word for, and MCQ will be given to you. So whenever MCQ is given to you, you'll have to choose the correct option. Okay. Next activity, find out one word for a group of words. Elaboration will be given to you, and you'll have to find out one word from the passage. In that case, you should read the passage very thoroughly so that you can understand which word is used for that explanation. Old-fashioned words mostly in poem. Use of phrases, select proper word. Here also, select proper word is based on homophone and homograph. Find out noun, adjective. So first of all, you should know, you should study the parts of speech which you had studied in 6th standard. Okay, there are many activities which are based on parts of speech. So unless and until you do not know what is a noun, what is an adjective, you're not going to do this activity. So concentrate on that also. Find out now this kind of activity.
Excuse me, sir.
Noun, find out adjectives, find out verbs, fill in the blanks. Alphabetical order is also there. Cross out the odd man, the word which is not suitable in that particular group. Make your meaningful sentences by using the phrase or word given to you. Next is describing word. Describing word, in short, it is an adjective. Infinitive, present participle, we have already seen. Word puzzle will also be given to you. Use correct form of the verbs. It is past participle, present participle, sometimes words will be given. Compound word, combination of 2 words. Okay, so any activity which is based on vocabulary will be given to you in activity number 3 in textual and non-textual passage only. For poem, activity 3 is totally different. Activity 4 of textual and non-textual passage is the grammar. So whatever grammar you had been studying from 6th standard till 9th standard is tested in activity 4. So concentrate on the grammar which you had studied in 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Because in 10th standard, you're going to revise the whole grammar you have been studying from 6 to 9th standard. So conversion of tenses, first knowledge of tenses is very important, and you should know how to convert it from one tense to another. Change the voice, direct and indirect speech, degree, question tag, then joining the sentences, with if, unless, but, then join the sentences with so, that, not, as soon as, not only but also, when, where, number of things are there. Underline the infinitive, underline the present participle, framing double edged question to get underline answer. Formation of words. Here in grammar, you have make noun, make adjective, make adverbs. Formation of words would be there. Then transformation from negative to affirmative, assertive to negative, exclamatory to assertive, interrogative to assertive, and all. So you have already studied all those items in 6, 7, 8, and 9 standards. So concentrate on it so that there will not be any difficulty in getting marks of activity number 4. Use of model auxiliary, use of preposition, imperative, polite request. It is very simple. And last activity is activity number 5 is personal response, which is totally based on your response. The WH question or activity will be given based on expression, reaction, and response to you. So the answer of this personal response should be written in 4 to 5 sentences, not lines. 4 to 5 sentences without any mistake, in which you are going to express yourself. You should not write the lines as it is from the given passage. Okay, so your response should be your own response. So it is called a personal response. Okay. In activity section number 3, we have first question is based on comprehension, in which same activities will be there. A1, A2, and A3 will be poetic based, that we are going to see after this. And question number 3B is appreciation of poem. Okay, in appreciation of poem, the whole poem along with the title and name of the poet will be given to you, and these points will also be given to you. So with the help of these points, English medium students will write the appreciation of poem in paragraph format, and Marathi medium students will write the appreciation of the poem in table format. So they will write the points, and in front of that point they are going to write the answer. But for English medium, it is not allowed to write to use the table format, whereas they should write the appreciation of poem in paragraph format. Next. Okay. Third question of question number 3 is, that is poetic device. In poetic device, we have activities based on rhyming scheme. So try to understand which rhyming scheme is used in every poem. Somewhere there is no rhyming scheme, blank verse is also there. Write down rhyming words, give your rhyming words, write rhyming words from the poem. Okay, and figures of speech. Okay, come on. Next. Okay, you can see the appreciation of poem is written in paragraph format like this, where each and every points to be included. Yes, section number 4 is non-textual passage. We have non-textual passage for 15 marks, 10 marks for comprehension, and 5 marks for summary writing. So all those activities for 10 marks are like textual passages, A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5. So while reading the passage to find out the answers and comprehending the passage, you should read it very thoroughly, and while reading, underline the important points so that you can use that underlined points in your summary. So what is summary exactly? Summary, first of all, summary is not 1/3 of the passage. Summary is not the precis writing, whereas summary writing is the writing in which important points to be included. So in short, summary writing is the summary in which you are going to use the important points included in that particular passage. You are not allowed to write extra information even if you know. Okay, you're not allowed to use the lines as it is from the given passage, and you can use only important points in your own sentences. So first of all, Suitable titles should be given. Central idea of that passage to be written by using appropriate language. Okay, next. Okay, section 5. Section 5, from section 5, 6 and 7. We are lucky that we have been given options. In question number 1, 2, 3 and 4, there is no option. All the activities are compulsory. But in section 5 and 6, we have option. Okay, let us see. In question number 5A, letter writing is there. You have been given option to write formal letter or informal letter, right? So whether you are going to write formal letter or informal letter, you are going to use 4 points. First, letter should be written in block format. What is block format? So in block format, all the aspects of letter to be taken at the left side. There is no need of putting a 2-inch gap or 2-inch space to indicate the paragraph. So even you are going to start the paragraph very close to the margin. To indicate the paragraph, you can leave a line after 3, 4 or after certain sentences. So next important first thing is that letter should be written in block format. Second point is proper beginning. In proper beginning, you are going to use the address and the name given in your activity sheet. So address of the sender, address of the receiver, if formal letter is their subject, then salutation, respected sir and that. And then we introduce ourselves. I am XYZ, the student of this and this school, and I would like to draw your attention on this and this subject. So your introduction and subject introduction will come in the beginning. So all those things will come in the proper beginning. In body, you have been given the guided composition. So you are going to use that points. Wherever it is required, you're going to use the extra points also. And last is proper conclusion. Okay, while writing letter to our father also, we write it differently, and while writing to the manager, we conclude the letter differently. So conclusion plays very important role. And in short, your letter should be written in 3 paragraphs. To indicate the paragraph, 1 line after certain sentences to be left, and by doing so, you can indicate the paragraphs. Okay, so you're going to keep it in mind and going to practice the letters and writing skill area right from the beginning. What happens? Most of the students do not practice throughout the year, and they start practicing of writing skill in the month of January or February. So it will be too late. Right from the beginning, take one subject after 15 days, after 8 days. Check yourself whether you are able to write something on that on your own or not. Okay, and you can have also practice of it. Okay, next. So you can say, you can see the block format here like this: sender's address, receiver's address, then subject, respected salutation. First paragraph is introduction of the sender and introduction of the subject also. Second paragraph is the body in which important points to be included. And last point is the conclusion along with thank you and closing compliments. Okay. Next question, we don't have 5 B1 and B2, whereas we have directly 6A1 and A2. That is information transfer. We have verbal to non-verbal or non-verbal to verbal. So what is verbal to non-verbal? A paragraph will be given to you. By reading that paragraph, you are going to write that information point-wise in chart, table, diagram, etc., etc. When the information is given in chart, tree diagram, web chart, flow chart, etc., etc., and by using the points, you are going to make a paragraph that is non-verbal to verbal. So, as per my knowledge, verbal to non-verbal is the part where you can get 5 out of 5 marks. So concentrate on that also from the beginning so that you can get 5 out of 5 marks in information transfer. Next. Next. Okay. Next is B1 and B2, that is view and counter view and drafting a speech. Okay, drafting a speech compared to both, drafting a speech is a very easy area because you have been taking part in allocation competition and you know how to draft a speech and how to present it in front of the audience. So same way, you're going to draft a speech as if you're going to present in front of the audience. So while drafting, express and convey your opinions and views and thoughts to an audience. You're writing such a way as if you're going to express and convey your thoughts and opinion to the audience. Prepare your speech to capture and captivate your listeners. It means you can use some quotes, you can use some good phrases so that you can capture the listeners. Okay. And view and counter, a little part is let over there. Option to it, view and counter view. When view will be given to you, you are going to write the counter view considering to that given view. And when counter views will be given to you, you are going to write views on the based on that counter views. It is quite difficult area and it is written very shortly, so you should stick to the drafting a speech. That is good. Last section is creative writing, in which mostly all difficult activities are there. First activities are question number 7, A1 and A2 is the news report and proverb expansion of proverbs. Okay, so how to write the news report? In news report, you'll be given the headline. With the help of that headline, you are going to write the news report. So while writing the news report, you are going to consider all those points. First, title, that is headline given to you. Byline, by whom, after writing the name of the place where that incident took place. By reporter, by students representative, that is to be written. So that is called byline. Lead line, in which you are going to write you're going to use 3 points: what happened, where happened, when happened. Okay, so you can lead that. Okay, when did it happen, what happened there, and how also you can consider it, and what happened over there, and describe the situation before and after the incident also, and last, conclusion. In short, your report should be very thoroughly precise, and there should not be that much elaboration so that the teacher and the readers will felt very much boring while reading it. Okay, so consider all those points and draft your report. And last, question number 7, 7B1, B2 is story and narration. It is really a difficult activity. Either beginning or end of the story or narration will be given to you. So while doing this, what exactly do you want to do? You want to think on this spot. You want to weave a story on the spot. And for that, imagination, then creativity is also required. So it requires a lot of practice right from the beginning. If you take any beginning and develop a story, or if you take ending and develop a story, it will give you a good practice. So title, first of all, title should be given to you. Proper beginning. If the beginning is given to you, begin the story with that beginning only. And if the ending is given to you, begin the story so that you can get the given ending. So elaboration of the idea, subject and theme is very important. Use of appropriate grammar and grammatical structure is very important, and proper conclusion is important. In writing skill, right, in question number 5, 6 and 7, all the writing skill to be written sticking to the 3 points, that is proper beginning, body, and conclusion. In short,
Sir,
everywhere 3 passages are required. Next. Okay, you can see if you want right from the beginning, it is time management is given to you. You can use it for it, but if you think about it right from the beginning and try to solve the paper
sir,
from the beginning, there will be no difficulty in completing your paper in 3 hours. So this is the time management. And last is how to study English. Okay, read your lesson thoroughly and poems also thoroughly. Uh, Prepare the activities in given chit chat beforehand, margin activities and English workshop. That is very important. Most of the time it happens, students do not do the activities given in English workshop, and the paper or the activities given in an activity sheet are based on English workshop and margin activities. So prepare that thoroughly. Memorize difficult words of every lesson and poem. Memorize the central idea of each and every poem. Understand each and every instruction. Very important. Unless and until you do not understand the instruction, you can't do anything. In activity number 3 and 4 especially. So understanding the instruction is very important. Practice maximum textual passages, non-textual passages, that right from the beginning. Okay, try to understand how to write summary. Take an non-textual passage and write your own. That is very important. It will give you good practice of it. Concentrate more on writing skill from the beginning. So practice of writing skill from the beginning is very much important. It will give you confidence, and with the help of that confidence in board exam, you will get good marks in writing skill. Okay. And last but not least, concentrate more on your course book, that is textbook. That is very, very important, because most of the time it happens, we do not concentrate on it. So no need of it. That's it. Go ahead. Okay, so I tried my level best to complete all the activity, the whole activity sheet. In short, if you have any difficulty, you can ask me. Right, what I feel that you should start your preparation from the beginning, so that there wouldn't be any difficulty in, uh, by the end of the year, by the end of February or March. So the practice will give you a good confidence. That is very important from the beginning. Okay, that's it from my side. If you have any difficulty, if you have any problem, you can ask me, that we can go ahead.
Is there any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So actually, our school teachers say that the appreciation of the poem should be written in 2 paragraphs. I mean, the whole of the appreciation in 1 paragraph and the central idea in the other paragraph. So how should we write it?
Appreciation of the poem.
Yes, sir.
You are talking about the appreciation of the poem, no?
Yes, sir.
That is what. Actually, there is no need to make 2 paragraphs. Appreciation of the poem to be written in 1 paragraph only. See, considering the title, name of the poet, then figures of speech and rhyming scheme. And at last, you are going to write the central idea. Okay, so altogether it requires only 1 paragraph. That is sufficient. There is no need to make 2 separate paragraphs for it, because it is not necessary to elaborate the theme of the paragraph, theme of the poem. The central idea to be written in 4 to 5 sentences only. So you can take it along with the first 4 points. There
Okay,
is
sir.
no need to write.
Okay, sir.
Any other student? Otherwise, we go to the next session. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable guidance and the wonderful tips that you have given. And I'm sure the students must have found it very, very simple. And thank you once again for sparing your valuable time. And being Sunday, you have really, we really appreciate that you gave us time. And thank you very much once again, and have a good day, sir.
Thank you. All the
Yes.
best.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. And now we move to the second session, where we have one more very well-known personality. She is from the mathematics department. She is armed with a PhD in mathematics. She is retired from Nutan Marathi Vidyalaya after serving for 3 decades and has worked in various capacities at the state board. She is also a member of Board of Studies and Curriculum Development Committee since 1994. She is also a member of Curriculum and Textbook for Standard 9 and Standard 10. And the list is unending. She is none other than Dr. Jayashree Atre, a retired personality, but still she is so popular in the board that the board still doesn't want her to retire. So now from her talk, you will be really appreciating, and you can very well judge how important this personality is. Over to you, Dr. Jayashree Atre.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Welcome, madam.
Okay. Students, you are appearing for this examination in March 2023. That means your focus is on that examination only. How to study for that and what is there in your syllabus, that I'm going to tell you. This is very important examination, and you have to give these 2 written papers for that those are for 80 marks totally. There will be 2 papers, 40 marks and 40 marks, part 1, part 2, and there are 20 marks are for internal evaluation. Then for internal evaluation, those your teachers will tell you what to do, how you have to prepare your journal or some notebooks like that, and you have to follow those instructions. Whatever they will tell you, you have to follow those instructions and prepare for that, because these 20 marks are with you only. These are very important marks. That means those marks you are getting before your board examination. But whatever you will do in that internal evaluation, every study, every problem, everything will help you for writing the question paper. Therefore, be prepared for that with good sense. Then next one. Next. Here, you are studying 2 papers, that is Algebra and Geometry. Algebra, I'm going to revise all the chapters from Algebra as well as from Geometry. First chapter from Algebra is linear equations in 2 variables. Do you remember this? You have finished this. I think you have solved all the problems. But here I am again insisting that elimination method, which you have learned in 9th standard, which is also very, very, very important. Because you are going to solve word problems related to linear equations by elimination method only. And you have studied graphical method and Kramer's rule in 10th standard. Remember that in your question paper, they will ask you if 2 equations will be given, and then they will ask you to solve by graphical method or by Kramer's rule. That at that time only you have to use those methods. Otherwise, you can use elimination method also. Then in graphical method, you can ask your, in answer sheet, it is not given graph paper, but graph supplement will be provided to you. That graph supplement will be of 4 pages. And on the graph, you have to draw the graph. But on the ruled paper, you have to prepare these equations. That means these coordinates you have to calculate. Those coordinates you have to mark there. You have to plot the points and join the lines, and then write equations on the line. You have to write coordinates of the points also. And main thing is that intersection of 2 lines is very important one. That intersection you have to write clearly. That means here I have shown here 2 is the intersecting point. Below that, that means below the graph paper or below the equations, that means tables, you have to write solution of these two equations. And then you have to write x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2. This is your solution. अगदी काळजीपूर्वक हे लक्षात ठेवा की काय लिहायचंय, because all marks are given for every steps. If this is a question for 3 marks, then half mark will be divided for each step, and half mark is there for writing the solution. Next one, for Kramer's rule also. If you are solving this by Kramer's rule, what to do for solving? Next one, next slide. Next slide. Kramer's rule, you have to write given equations one below another. Then you have to solve those equations by Kramer's rule. Therefore, you have to write below the equation, you have to write firstly D. D means determinant. But what are the points in the determinant? What are the numbers in the determinant? Those are the coefficients of x and y. Those coefficients you have to write in column wise. And then you have to, you know how to solve the determinant. That cross multiplication you have to take a1 b2 minus a2 b1. And if you do this subtraction, you will get the value of d. If you want to find out dx, then what to do? For finding dx, you have to replace the constants by this x coordinates. That means you have to substitute in first column, just like you have done for D. There you have to put coordinates instead of A1, A2, you have to put C1, C2. That means constants. Then that point will be your dx. Same way for dy. Keep A1, A2 as it is and replace the coefficients of y by constants. You will get dy, and then you have to use Kramer's rule. What is that Kramer's rule? X is equal to dx upon d and y is equal to dy upon d. Therefore, you will get answer. Now, quadratic equations is the next chapter. In this case, you have to study three methods for solving quadratic equations. Factorization method is very, very, very important. You know that how to factorize trinomial. You have done this in 8th standard. How to factorize the polynomial, that means polynomial of degree 2. Remember that quadratic means having degree 2. If the degree of 2 is the equation is 2, then we call this as a quadratic equation. Then completing square method is also there. Last year it was deleted portion. This year you have to do well. Formula method is very, very, very important. There will be surely problem related to formula method. Therefore, what is B, what is A, what is C, you have to check. A is the coefficient of x square, B is the coefficient of x, and C is the coefficient constant. And using that, you can find alpha and beta values. Alpha and beta, how they are written. Be careful about writing signs. Then value of delta, if you read carefully and if you substitute values, you will get delta may be greater than 0, means positive. Then you have to see that nature of the roots means roots will be real and unequal. If b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, you can say that roots are real and equal. Similarly, for less than, b square minus 4ac, if you are getting minus answer, then that answer will be in under root. Therefore, these roots will be non-real. Remember that non-real roots are there, and with the help of all these, that means whole table, there will be surely 1 or 2 marks question. Therefore, these questions are very, very important. Be prepared for that. Third chapter is our arithmetic progression. In arithmetic progression, actually you have to study 3 formulae. One formula is very important formula, Tn. What is Tn? If you have given a sequence that 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 3s are 12, like this, table of 4, then you know that difference between two numbers is, that means subtract. previous number from second number, T2 minus T1. You will get 4 only. And if you want to find out that last, suppose 438th term in that, what to do? At that time, you have to put that value of A, value of D. D means the common difference. And Tn means nth term. And if you know nth term, you can find out Sn also. Sn means sum of first n numbers. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n by minus 1d. You have to substitute like that. And third formula is given in your textbook, that Sn is equal to n by 2 into T1 plus T2, Tn. Tn means nth term. That means if T1 is given, Tn is given, you can directly find out some of these terms. Therefore, which is very important formula. And if you do this formula, you will get through. And there are some word problems also in arithmetic progression. Financial planning is the 4th chapter. In financial planning, you should, GST is given. Last year, you have learned the, I think, income tax, how to calculate that. But that portion was deleted last year. Therefore, don't mind for that, because nobody will ask you from 9th standard. GST is well known today, and therefore, how to calculate GST is very important. But don't remember all the rates. Next slide. In next slide, you will see that rate of GSTs are given. Yesterday or day before yesterday also, they have changed the GST rates. But you should not remember those rates. Rates will be given in the question paper. You have to only calculate percentage. Remember this. And using this percentage, rates will be given. You have to calculate percentage and you will get the GST. Only one thing is that GST is divided into 2 parts, SGST and CGST. That means central government's part and state government part. Then for every businessman, they have given this identification number. They can ask you the question related to this trip also. There are 15 digits, 15 characters are there. And out of that, first 2 characters means state code. Now, if you see on any receipt, if you get at your home, in Maharashtra, you will get number 27 is there, always. Because 27 is a state code of Maharashtra. Just now I have given you a 29. Then they can give you some levels, that means statements, states, and their identification codes. And then they will ask you some join the following like that. Those type of questions can be asked. But in between that, PAN number is given. PAN is of businessman or any institute. That PAN is given. Therefore, read that strip carefully. Next one. In next thing, what is given? Now, in financial planning, now previously, when we were doing that cost price, selling price, and finding out the profit and loss, same type is here. But we are calling that input tax, because for buying some items, buying something, you have already paid tax on that. Therefore, we call this as the input tax. And after selling, that businessman, that retailer, that shopkeeper, he collects the GST. And difference between that you have to find out. And GST payable on that output tax minus ITC. Because everything is given in our textbook. Read textbook carefully. If you read it, you will get through. Here, this chain, trading chain is also given. Manufacturer goes to wholesaler, wholesaler goes to retailer, retailer gives to the consumers. And in this tale, at every stage, GST charged. This GST we have to consider and you have to calculate on each stage. There are so many problems given in GST. In your textbook, solved problems are also important one. Fifth chapter is probability. Probability, you know that, you don't know that probability means what, but you know that how to write the sets. You are learning in 9th standard. That is, in curly bracket you have to write, you have to keep comma in between that. Same thing you have to do here only. Then in probability, you have to find out sample space, that is called as S. And you have to write all the sample points with comma. And that sample points, number of sample space, that is number of sample points in a sample space, it is very important number. When you are going to calculate probability of any event out of that sample space, that number should be equal to or less than ns. Remember this always. Therefore, what is the formula for probability of a? Probability of an event is equal to number of elements in the given event divided by number of elements in the sample space. Here, probability is always less than 1. Remember this. That means it lies between 0 and 1. This is very important thing. Therefore, what is important in that? That given experiments are random experiments. You have to use that outcomes, equally likely outcomes. Sample space also you have to check. Number of elements in sample space, number of elements in events ABC, and calculate probability of an event. Those numbers, those problems are given in your textbook, and those things are very important one. This is the last chapter. Last year, this chapter was deleted. This year, you have to study well. In 9th standard also, this chapter was deleted in 9th standard. But you should know what is there. You study again from 9th standard also, because it will help you for the definitions of mean, median, and mode. Mean, median, and mode means the measures of central tendency. In 9th standard, you have studied for ungrouped data. This year, you are going to study for grouped data. And for grouped data, formulas are given. So many formulae are given for that. That means there are 3 methods for mean, median, and mode. That means at least 5 formula you have to remember. And for that, read question carefully. What is to be find out? That you have to calculate mean by assumed mean method or step deviation method. And then only you have to do that. Next one. Here I have shown you all the formulae. Then when assumed mean method is there, how many columns you have to prepare? Therefore, practice is important. For step deviation method also, you have to make 5 columns or 6 columns. How many columns you have to prepare? Everything is given in textbook. Therefore, you can write, solve problems also. And after that, solution, you will get the answer. Median is there. Median, this is the formula for median is given. And this median is very important one. At the time of solving median and mode, remember that don't write the definition just like here given. F1 is equal to frequency of the module class. Not necessary to write. Directly you write down the numbers related to F1, F0, and F2 from the table, and then write the formula and substitute there, you will get the answer. Got it? This is very important one. Then for graphical representation, remember you have learned in 8th standard, 7th standard, you know how to draw the graphs, bar diagrams. This year you have to draw histogram, frequency polygon, or pie chart. Out of these 3, there will be surely one graph will be there in your question paper. Therefore, be prepared for that. For graph, only for one sentence. For pie chart, not necessary to call for your invigilator, that means your supervisor. Don't ask for graph supplement. But for drawing histogram or frequency polygon, ask your supervisor to give you graph supplement. For pie chart, not necessary to draw on graph supplement. This is important one. Next one. We will go to the part 2, geometry. First chapter is similarity. In first chapter, what you are going to learn, that means half part of the similarity is related to ratio of areas of two triangles. Whatever you have learned in standard 6, how to find area of triangle, and same formula you have to use here, half into base into height. Here, if you are considering two triangles, then in the ratio, half of will get cancelled. Therefore, ratio of areas of two triangles will be equal to B1H1 upon B2H2. And if the heights are same, if the bases are same, you are getting different formula. These formula you have to mug up. You have to use those formula. There will be surely 2 marks question related to that. Therefore, be prepared for that. Now, in similarity, what is new one? Ratio of areas of two triangles, and BPT is there. BPT, basic proportionality theorem. Next one, next slide we see. BPT. Here triangle is given. Then in this triangle, if MN is a parallel to QR, how to write the ratios? PM upon MQ equal to PN upon NR. This ratio you have to check and you have to substitute values, you will get answer. Then property of an angle bisector theorem. They can ask you to prove this property also. They can ask you to prove BPT also. BPT is very important theorem in similarity chapter. Remember this. And they can ask you numerical question related to angle bisector of triangle. There are very few problems are given in angle bisector. You can check, you will collect so many problems from you are most lucky that you are joining Phalashruti. They are going to provide you some papers. Then in question papers, you will get so many types of problems related to angle bisector. Then areas of similar triangle is also important. This is the only one theorem that related to similarity. In previous theorems, you are not using similarity. At that time, you are using area of triangle and BPT. But here, in this triangle, if triangle ABC and triangle PQR are similar, then and then only you will get this formula. That is, ratio of areas of two triangles is equal to squares of their corresponding sides. Be prepared for that. Don't get confused. For another one, that first thing we have done, and this area of similar triangle. Therefore, don't get confused. In Pythagoras theorem can be solved by different methods. That means this theorem you can prove it by different methods. Different properties are there. But this year, you are giving proof of Pythagoras theorem using similarity. Therefore, same thing we have given in the textbook. Write all these theorems again and again. You can open the book, draw the figure, write the statement, and write the given construction to prove and write the proof of that. This is very important one. Geometric mean theorem is very, very, very important. Be prepared for that. If perpendicular is drawn to the hypotenuse, then square of that perpendicular is equal to product of these two parts, that is AD into DC. This is important one. And one more Apollonius theorem is there, which is theorem. Nobody will ask you to prove this theorem. Remember this. But there will be surely numerical example on Apollonius theorem in board examination. Why we are using Apollonius theorem? Apollonius theorem will give you the length of the median. In triangle ABC, AD is the median. Therefore, you will get length of median. If you know AB, AC, and BC, you can calculate length of median. And Apollonius theorem's formula, you have to read again and again, write it again and again, you will get answer. Circle is the third chapter, and in this third chapter, so many things you have learned from third standard. What is mean by circle, how to draw circle, everything we know. But here, this year, in 10th standard, you have to learn that tangents, that is tangent for the circle, tangent to the circle from the point, and touching circles and intersecting circles. And this is the best example for this, that if circles are touching externally and or internally, then you will get the distance between two centers is nothing but addition of radii if the externally touching. And if the circles are internally touching, then you have to subtract the radii. You will get the answer. Then tangent theorem and its converse and tangent segment theorem. Both things are very important. There will be question, that means write the theorem statement will be given. We have to write the proof of these statements. And therefore, these two theorems are also important. This tangent segment theorem is why it is more important, because this used, that means this property is used for construction also. And in construction, so many things they added, but this construction is very important, and there will be surely question on 3 marks on that. Therefore, tangent segment theorem is very, very important one. An arc of a circle, congruence of arcs, theorems related to congruent arcs, inscribed angle theorem. They can ask you any theorem from that. That means any case. There are 3 cases for solving that inscribed angle theorem, writing the proof. But they can give you particular case for that. And in particular case, you have to write given to prove construction and form. That means proof of that. Corollaries are also important. That angle inscribed in semicircle is 90 degree. This corollary is very, very important because we are using it afterward. And cyclic quadrilateral theorem is also important because this property is used always in problems for proving this theorem and all. Next one. Here, tangent secant angle theorem. Remember this, angle theorem is different from segment theorem, because last here given tangent secant segment theorem and tangent secant angle theorem. First is given related to angle, and tangent secant segment theorems means you can find out the lengths of segments. Therefore, don't get confused in that. You have to solve these problems, whatever you will get, those problems should be, that means which theorem you have to apply, what we have to find out. Therefore, remember that, read questions carefully, read textbooks carefully, and check which problem is asked for what, and then you can solve this. But there will be sure questions on this, sure questions, and those questions are very, very important one. Next one. Geometric constructions is the 4th chapter. In this case, we are doing constructions of similar triangles and we are doing constructions of tangents. There are 2 types of constructions for similar triangles. When vertices are distinct and when one vertex is common. Therefore, if vertices are distinct, but ratio of the corresponding sides should be given in both cases. Ratio of corresponding sides, it will be given, and then only you have to construct the similar triangles. If vertices are distinct, you have to calculate the lengths or some points related to constructions of triangle. And when one vertex is common, that you have to see if ratio is given 4/7, then and one triangle is given that having some measures, you can construct that, and ratio is given as 4/7, that is 7 is bigger than 4. Therefore, your new triangle will be outside the given triangle. Therefore, be prepared for that. If ratio is given as 4/7 or 7/4, what to do? and then you have to construct. But you have to construct both triangles, remember this. Now, tangents drawn from the point outside the circle. This is very, very important construction. Just now we have seen in circle that these two tangents are very important. That means tangent segments are equal. Here PA and PB is equal. I can ask questions related to this figure in question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, or question number 5 also. Figure will be the same, but questions will be different. In question 5, I can ask you this type of question, that which property is used for this construction. You know this. If you don't know, read textbook carefully. Now, tangent to the circle from a point outside the circle and tangent to the circle at a point on the circle, both are important. In at a point on the circle, you are using the property that tangent is perpendicular to the radius. And in below, that means below figure, you read tangent to the circle from the point outside the circle. Here you are using the property that you are constructing another circle. And in another circle, you will get new circle, and in that OP will be the diameter, and therefore angle in semicircle is right angle. This property you are using here, and that is therefore it is important one. Now, fifth chapter is coordinate geometry. Distance formula is very, very, very important one. In 9th standard, you have learned that if the line is given, you can find out the distance between two coordinates. That means though it was a single number line, here PQ is a line in a plane. Therefore, P has got two coordinates, Q has got two coordinates. And then you have to find out distance between PQ is equal to this formula. You have to remember always that x2 minus x1 bracket square plus y2 minus y1 bracket square, addition of that, and then take square root. For section formula also, how to remember section formula? If points A and B are given, and you have to calculate the P coordinates of P, and M and N are the ratios of AP and PB. Then first coordinate, they can ask you for 1 mark or 2 marks. Write only X coordinate, write only Y coordinate. At that time, not necessary to do it again. That means don't write for Y2 and X2. If whatever is asked, read that and write it only. If this is a question for 2 marks and they want to find out your value of P and PXY, then at that time you have to write this formula, substitute the values, do it very well, because A, B and P, that means coordinates of A and B, they may contain negative sign. Remember this. Next one. Midpoint formula is important, because using midpoint formula, you will get the midpoint of some segment, and then you can use centroid formula also, because centroid formula is used for centroid means what do you know? Centroid means the point of concurrence of medians. Therefore, they can ask you any, that means find a median, and you can ask you the find distance of, that means length of the median also. If you know the midpoint and one vertex, you can calculate length of median also. This is also important one. Next one. Coordinate geometry. Last year, this topic was not there. This year, you have to study well for slope of a line. How to find slope of a line? Y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This is the great formula for finding this. And slope of the formula is denoted by tan theta. If line is doing that construction of line, if you do that, and if line is making angle theta to the positive side of x-axis, then that theta, if you take the tan value of that theta, you will get the slope. This is important one. Trigonometry is the next chapter. In trigonometry, if if you want to find out the height of the tower, and if you know the distance of a ship from the base of the tower, you can calculate this different trigonometric ratios you can use and calculate the length of tower, calculate the distance from the base of the tower, and this. Therefore, this is very important one. Then which ratios you should know? Sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, you know from 9th standard. And this year, these 3 thetas you should know. That is, these 3 ratios you should know very well. And you should know one more thing, that inverses of sin, cos, tan. Therefore, reciprocals of those ratios are also important. Cosec, secant, cot. And basic thing, basic trigonometric identities. Using these identities, that's cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. 1 plus tan square theta equal to sec square theta, and 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. Using these 3 identities, you have to prove so many identities. Those identities are important one. Correct? Therefore, try to solve all these things. Then in trigonometry, using these trigonometric ratios, you can calculate height and distance. But for that, you need line of vision. Next one. See here. If you look at the horizontal line, and if your sight is above the horizontal line, if you are looking at the object which is above the horizontal line, that you will get an angle of line and horizontal line and your line of vision. That angle is called as angle of elevation. And if you look below your horizontal line, you will get angle of depression. These 2 angles are very important one. There will be surely 3 or 4 mass questions related to this. But at that time, I will give you the tip that without figure, nobody will check your answer. Therefore, for trigonometric ratios, for finding the height and distance, you have to draw figure related to given topic, related to given question, and then only you will get done. Now, last chapter is important, mensuration. This 7th chapter, this was deleted last year. This year, you have to be prepared for that very well. This is not deleted this year. Therefore, in mensuration, from 5th standard, 6th standard, you have learned how to find the areas of square, rectangle, triangle, everything. Here you have to find out surface area and volume of solid figures. You have already learned how to find surface area and volume of solid figures, means surface area and volume of cube, means cuboid, and cylinder, cone. Everything you have done. This year, 2 things are more here, and out of these, you are having mixed problems related to surface area and volume. Arc of a circle is very important, and length of the circle, length of the arc, this is also important. Area of sector you have to calculate, and area of segment also. Next year, here, length of the arc formula, how to remember that theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. 2 pi r is nothing but the circumference of that circle. Area of sector, if you want to find out, again, you have to multiply theta upon 360 by area of that circle. This is very important one. Area of segment, if you want to calculate, then you can calculate with this formula also. And if you are not remembering this formula, you can calculate if segment you want to find out. Here segment is shown by blue shade. If you join that center and end points of the segment, you will get triangle. And you can calculate area of sector firstly, and you can subtract the area of triangle. Again, you will get the area of segment. This is also procedure for that. Correct? Next one. Now, right circular cylinder, you have learned already. Curved surface area, how to find out. surface area of two circular faces, how to calculate. If you know R and if you know H, you can calculate all these things. That means you will get formula for volume, total surface area, and everything. Therefore, be prepared for solving these problems. Right circular cylinder also, here, generally they will give you that directly, that for volume, R and H will be given. But suppose H is not given and L is given. L means slant height. Slant height is given and R is given. Using Pythagoras theorem, that means using first formula, you will get length of that height also. That height you will get, that means perpendicular height, you will get under root L square minus L square, R square. Here I have shown, if you want to find out L square, you can calculate under root H square plus R square. Therefore, only one thing will be changed, but remember all these formulae, you will get all the things. Next one. Now, one more thing I want to tell you, because this slide is not there, but in 10th standard, you have to consider that section of the cone. That means if the cone is given, and if you take the section, that remaining part, at the base, that will be the frustum. And frustum formula is given in your textbook. That formula you have to read again and again. That finding out the curved surface area of frustum, volume of frustum, everything is there. And therefore, this whole thing will finish for the mensuration. Now we will see for algebra and for geometry how to study whole year. There are 6 months we are with you. Therefore, you have to do one thing. Read textbooks carefully. I will suggest you one thing, that you prepare your guide at home. From the textbook, you write down each and every problem from the problem set and start solving all these problems. Problem practice set also and problem sets also. All the problems, if you solve on your own, you will get through. But you have to solve these problems, each and every problem you have to solve, and you have to solve on your own. You can take help of your teachers, you can take help of all these things, but you have to solve on your own. If you get one problem clearly, you will surely get that confidence also. That's I can get. Therefore, this confidence is very important one, and therefore try to solve on your own. Read 5 times. Each problem you read 5 times, then and then only you will get. And now you can do any mistake. Before you are, that means after reading question, you have to take pencil in your hand and draw that concept maps, draw that analytical figure related to that, and then try to solve the problem. You will do mistakes, because if you are taking base, whatever is base is given, if you are not getting, you can rub out and do it again. Not necessary that all the things should be correct one. But don't worry about mistake here. But whatever you are doing, you do it again and again and solve with confidence. Then don't get under depression and enjoy mathematics. This is your message to you. This is very important one. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Okay. Any doubt, students?
Miss, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Miss, while drawing the graph, is it compulsory that the